What's up, guys? Thank you, as always, for hitting this video. 3 quick things. Number 1, if you're not already subscribed, please do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. 2, if you would like to see early ad-free releases of our episodes on Patreon, you can join Ooze Control via the link in the description below. And number 3, if you'd like to check out previous episodes of the podcast, that playlist is also listed down below. Now relax, enjoy.
Sup, dog?
Hey!
I'm pretty sure my computer is like dead, which is horrible because
It's all good.
I'm like Vader. I'm more machine than man.
Yeah. Scott, I'm the one who has the microphone problems. Why are you trying to do this?
Yeah, come on.
Come on, we don't have time for both of us to do that. Just one.
You know me. I just want to be as cool as Ren all the time.
All right, welcome to Cinema Slime, where we deep dive into film and observe how cinema seeps into our collective psyche. I'm Ren, and as always, I'm joined by my brother-in-law, Scott.
Yo!
And my brother, Harrison.
Hey, yo!
Every movie we cover is from a curated list and randomly picked based on our monthly theme. Right now, we are balls deep in 90s cool kids. Oh, I should rephrase that. I was trying to be funny, but it sounds weird. Right now, we're knee-deep in 90s cool kids. Shout out to Benny the Jet.
God, Ren.
That was actually was unintentional. I did not mean that.
Okay.
And just a reminder, if you're looking to jump straight in, you can use the chapters in your podcast app to skip to the main event. Today, we're heading into 1962 California to discuss David Mickey Evans' 1993 sports classic, The Sandlot. How you guys doing?
Okay, I had something happen to me that has never happened before with my kids.
All right, let's hear it.
So last night, we're kind of wrapping up for the day, just finished dinner. Just to preface this, both my kids are on the autism spectrum, so this isn't like weird, but it's just the way she is. But we're like winding down, I'm getting ready for bed, and I look at her hair, and her hair's just really oily, and it's got some rats in it. I'm just like, oh man, girl, we gotta get you a bath and wash your hair. But it's too late, so we put her to bed. Then she wakes up in the morning, and I'm getting ready for school, and I kind of said the same thing. I was like, we're gonna have to take a bath when you get home. Put her on the bus. I get a call from the school about 2 hours later, and it's her teacher, and her teacher's like, hey, so Charlie went into the bathroom and she put her head in the toilet and tried to wash her hair.
Oh no.
We're trying to dry her hair, and she's putting her hair in her mouth and like chewing on it. So we're trying to like clean it. And I was just like, guys, don't worry, I'm coming right now. And so I drove to pick her up. And when I pick my kids up, you have to sign them out. And under reasons for pickup, I wrote dunked head in toilet. I brought her home, and we threw her in the bath and got her all cleaned up. But yeah, never thought I'd have to go pick up my kid for that reason. She self-swirlied herself.
Yeah.
My older brother's got a kid that is similarly on the autism spectrum. And they went to the beach with him one time, like one of the nice beaches in Florida. He got out of the car, ran into the beach, and then put his head on the ground and started digging a trench with his head. Just like plowing a line with his head. And my brother was like, I didn't know that was an option, but I've learned something new today.
Kids do the darndest things.
They do the darndest things, but we love them anyways.
Are you smarter than a child? Or what's the name of that show from Magnolia?
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Yeah.
I have to pee.
I have been watching some insane movies lately.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't wish upon you guys, but I finally got around to watching Begonia last night.
Never even heard of it.
Oh, really? It was up for Oscars. Emma Stone.
That one. Yeah.
Do you know what the premise of that movie is?
All I know is what's in the trailer. They kidnap her, shave her head, and they're like, "Oh, it's so you can't talk to the alien ship, basically." And
All right,
she's
let me read it.
She's
let me read it.
covered in something. I don't know what it is, but it's gross. But yeah.
Two conspiracy-obsessed young men kidnap a high-powered CEO of a major company, convinced that she is an alien intent on destroying planet Earth. This movie is one of a kind. This movie is so wild.
Okay.
Oh my
Would you
God.
recommend it to me and Scott? Because honestly, it's one of those movies. I watched the trailer for it. And I was like, okay, there's something, and I don't know if I'll purposely ever watch it, but if it ends up on a Cinema Slime list, I'm like, I'm down.
Okay, you're bringing up a whole other topic, but I'll answer your question and then go to the topic that you're making me think about.
Okay.
Yes, I want to watch this movie and I want to discuss it with you guys. Two,
Yes.
you just explained why I hate movie trailers.
Yeah.
You can't not expose yourself to art because of a trailer. That's just like my opinion. Like, I have had so many trailers ruin movies, deter me from movies that I thought looked crappy and were amazing. But then it also does weed out some total bullcrap. But I think you should give everything a shot. But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Dude, this movie is. We talk about red herrings in movies.
Mhm.
And that's never really like fascinated me about a story or a movie, like just personally. But this movie has a lot of those, and I've been thinking about them all day long. Me and my wife finished it last night, but there are like multiple things where I'm like, oh my God, they threw me off with that, and that thing earlier in the movie, and like it's like masterful, and yeah, it was kind of like eye opening for me. I don't even know if I love it, but it's so crazy.
That's
It's like
so
mind
funny.
expanding. How I've just never seen a movie quite like it. I want to do like, I should just make the category like Japanese or like Chinese or martial arts or something, because there are so many movies that we could watch.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
I forgot about my martial arts category. I'm writing that one now.
yeah.
There you go. What was it? No, I was actually thinking, I was like, man, a Jackie Chan deep dive? That'd be pretty badass. That'd be
nice.
pretty sick.
Oh, also, I haven't finished it yet, but we started Mrs. Doubtfire the other night.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
Dude, that movie is so funny. And surprisingly, like, I can't believe we watched that so much when we were younger. It
Oh,
just
yeah.
seems like not a movie that would be allowed.
Okay, so
It's about
question.
divorce.
Like,
It's about divorce.
it was foreshadowing, Ren.
Yeah.
No,
Dark.
the thing about them. Okay, yeah, I hear a lot of people say that. I'm curious what your experience is, Ren, because a lot of people have told me they're like, yeah, I watched Mrs. Doubtfire and I realized how messed up it is. Like, is that kind of what's happening to you, Ren? Or he's like, nah, it's still just fun and it's a good
No,
movie. I enjoy it.
I mean, with a different vision of how it could be portrayed, yeah, you could turn it really weird and dark for sure. But you got Robin Williams, like, literally, like, crafting magic in front of your eyes. Like,
Yeah.
that movie is so amazing. But yeah, I could totally see how if you edited it a little differently and change the soundtrack, yeah, it'd be like what's that Buffalo Bill? What's that
Oh,
movie?
God. Silence of the Lambs, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I need to see that. I've actually had 2 people recommend that movie to me like recently, and I'm like, I do need to watch it.
I've only seen the Buffalo Bill part.
Have you have you guys watched Zac Efron's 17 Again movie?
No.
From like
No,
2009.
man. You think I've seen that movie?
Hey,
Come on.
Ren, you shouldn't let trailers and things like that, stop you. You should just give everything
Yeah,
a chance.
Art or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right. Hey, I saw the trailer and I didn't want to see it. I'm sorry.
So Zac Efron deep dive.
Yeah. Wait, is
Honestly-
Jennifer Garner in that? Is she the mom?
I think so. Yeah.
I hope.
But yeah, that's another movie that like Mrs. Doubtfire kind of wigs me out. It's one of those like that's a little too like close to home, like weird. You're messing with my kids, or I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, a little strange. What was it? Zac Efron's had like a little resurgence in the past like 10 plus years, hasn't he?
I was just gonna say Iron Fist. He
I haven't
did
seen it. I've
an
heard.
incredible job of that movie. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen anything else with him, so he just kind of blew me out of the water. But like, yeah, I've never seen anything else with him in it.
I'll say this: he's kind of like Daniel Radcliffe in that he got pegged because his first movie or first popular movie was like High School Musical. So
Yeah.
everyone's like, little Zac Efron trying to be cool, but like he's a genuinely good actor. He just, he got pegged pretty hard with his first movie, and it's been hard for him to pull out of it. Just like Daniel Radcliffe, you're like, come on, you're just going to be Harry Potter the rest of my life.
Yeah, right. So,
Hot Daniel Radcliffe. Wow.
I don't know about that. he's a cool dude though. No, say with like Robert Pattinson, like, breaking out of Twilight, and you're like, oh, this guy's like legit. Like this guy is really damn good at what he.
And
at
he's
his
just
job.
done everything he can. His agents are like, anything other than Harry Potter and Twilight. We're just gonna make him dark,
just
dirty.
We're gonna make him dark
dank.
and broody. Get him in his Batman. Come on.
Honestly, my favorite role that he's been in has been Tenet. Like he's my favorite character in Tenet. He's great.
I need to watch the Batman movie again because I remember walking out of that movie and I was like, that was really dang good. And then like a day later, I was like, it's got some problems and things I didn't really enjoy, but I still kind of look back on it fondly and like, man, that was
It's
yeah,
sick.
like
It's cool.
yeah. I think I need to watch it non-movie theater experience. I feel like I rarely walk out of movie theaters and be like, wow, that movie sucked. And I wonder if part of the reason is because it's like, well, I paid like $15, so I have to like it,
It's more gratifying when you like a movie you pay for. That's for sure.
Exactly.
You watch anything good, Scott, or have you traumatized your kids with any more Jim Henson movies? Or
I did threaten them with Dark Crystal the other night, and then we just ended up rewatching Hook.
Nice.
Go to bed, or we're gonna watch Dark Crystal.
Okay, I'll brush my teeth.
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
Like,
yeah.
we never watch any movies. Like, yeah, okay, let's go watch Dark Crystal.
Cool deal. You guys ready to talk about this classic?
Dude, I'm telling you, this was a religious experience rewatching this movie. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I'm just gonna drop it off real quick. I think this might be one of the greatest films ever made. Also, is this a classic?
It better be. It should be.
Do people talk about this movie? Because I feel like
I feel
most
like they
people's
do.
experience with this movie is like fond but not love, and I'm madly in love with this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I remember people talking about this movie all the time. At least to me. I think this movie
Kill
is
me,
fondly looked on by so many people.
True that. All right, well, let me read the synopsis, and we'll jump in. Hold on, I just took a bite of food. Let me take a sip.
Always the best thing to do before reading the
careful
intro.
timing.
Yeah, sorry.
Is that some
My bad.
chaw?
Some chaw. Big league chaw.
I quit that years ago, guys.
Oh no!
That's what all the pros do.
Did you ever relapse because of this movie, Ren?
I mean, I had a nightmare. Yeah. That's how it happens.
There you
That's
go.
how it happens. I'll wake up in the middle of the night because I have a dream that I just put a fat dip in my bottom lip. And I'm like, whatever. It's only one time. And then I wake up. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like sweating. That happens every couple months.
That's kind of intense, Red. Wow, that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, don't chew tobacco. In the sun-blinded summer of 1962, the air tasted of dust, cheap gum, and the rhythmic crack of wood on leather. For an awkward outsider like Scottie Smalls, the only path to belonging lay across a patch of sacred dirt where a ragtag militia of ballplayers turned a new kid into a brother in arms. That's dumb. Under the silent rhythmic guidance of Benny the Jet Rodriguez, a summer of routine transformed into a high-octane heist when a relic signed by the Sultan of SWAT vanished into the jaws of a local nightmare. It is a raw look at that fleeting magic where a single season feels infinite and a simple game carries the weight of a life-or-death mission. This is David Mickey Evans' 1993 classic, The Sandlot.
Man,
I am so happy that we finally get to talk about the 4th of July scene. Not quite yet,
we'll get there.
but I just wanted to throw that out there. We've mentioned this movie like 17 times on past episodes. and guys, we did it.
We did it.
And
We're here.
I just got to say, we watched this and then like the sun starts coming out, the weather starts letting up. and it's like the perfect timing going into like spring and summertime, and I'm just so happy with the timing
Yeah,
that this all laid on. It's so perfect.
it's good.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Who's gonna start other than me? Because whose list was this from? I think this is yours, Harrison.
No, I think it's actually Scott's. Was this on yours?
No, well, Scott had Hook and he had Small Soldiers.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so it must have been me.
Oh, yeah,
So-
because Ren, Point Break.
Yeah, exactly.
You're damn right I picked Point Break.
Point Break wouldn't have been anybody else.
So, like I said, watching this was almost like a religious experience to me. I couldn't believe how many quotes and how many lines in this movie that I say all the time. Like, I don't even know, like I say it and I don't even like recognize like, oh, that was from Sandlot. That's a great movie. But I just say it naturally and throughout my life. I think what's so incredible about this movie is it really speaks to kids and it speaks to adults in almost the same but different way. Because I think this movie really reaches back to nostalgia really, really hard, but it also makes kids want to have a summer and friends and live a life like these kids are living right now. Because it's like the dream to have that many friends all invested in something amazing and just having crazy adventures that you can tell for the rest of your life. This movie, like, asks you so many questions as an adult as well. What was the monster that was in your life? You know, the urban legend that, you know, haunted your childhood. You know, who was your first childhood crush? What was your first moment of seeing a boob? What was the first time you took chew or did drugs or smoked? Like, I feel like this movie just asks you that question the whole time you're watching it. And it's just, the movie's telling you to look back at your childhood and relive those memories. And I don't know. I watched every second of this film. I was just like in awe of how amazing it is, especially the more. This was the crazy thing. I was watching this movie and I was like, I wonder if these actors and the director, I wonder where they went. And I looked up every single one of them and none of them really went anywhere. Like this, the director did like Beethoven 4 and 5 after this. And then like all of the kid actors, like most of the kid actors didn't do, they did a couple more things and then they stopped like year 2000 and they weren't in anything after that. Or a bunch of them make little appearances in like CSI and like murder mystery shows, things like that. And I was watching that. I was like, man.
Or they have run-ins with the law.
Yeah, that too.
We'll get into Benny's life in a little bit.
Yeah. But the thing that was crazy, I was looking at it and I was like, what are the chances of all these kid actors and the director who don't really go anywhere, but they all ended up on this movie together? It's like this perfect storm to give us this just perfect movie to me. Like, it's so good. Yeah, no, that was my experience watching it. I'm so happy I watched it, and I'm gonna make my kids watch this movie because they were being buttheads and didn't want to watch a movie that day.
I was watching this movie through the lens of 90s cool kid, and you know, the funny caveat is this movie isn't set in the 90s, but it's made in the 90s. And having just come off of both Point Break and Hook to watch this movie is distinctly a 90s movie set in the early 60s, and I just always thought of it as a 60s movie, so that's really funny. But I was thinking, like, I mean, Benny is probably the coolest kid on the planet.
Oh yeah.
If you enjoy watching our show on Spotify or YouTube and you want to be more involved, we encourage you to please come check out our Patreon community. Not only does our Patreon community get every episode you see on YouTube early, fully uncut, uncensored, and ad-free, but we're also doing Patreon-exclusive episodes, as well as Q&As, video clips, and access to our entire film catalog. It's a lot of fun and a nice way to say thanks for the cost of a cup of coffee every month. Now, back to the show.
He's like,
dude,
he's like my favorite character from Bluey. He's like Rusty, and like Rusty makes me just like happy that children exist. And so if you haven't watched enough Bluey, like me and Harrison have, Rusty is.
Hey, why didn't you include me in that? You know I love Bluey.
Because you don't have Bluey slippers like I do, Ren.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
So Rusty's the local like kid that is like super good at cricket, and he's just like ungodly good, but he's just like the nicest, coolest kid, and he's always inclusive. And he's never like, he doesn't brag about it, but he's got this like situation where it's like his dad's not always around, and he's, you know, the kid's got stuff going on, but he's just like a genuinely nice guy. And I was thinking, watching these other kids from both the Lost Boys from Hook and comparing it to the Lost Boys in Hook and the kids in here, like I was like, what makes a cool kid? Like genuinely, if they're nice. That's what makes a cool kid. And that's not just me as a parent talking. That's like, if you're like humble and nice, you have friends and people like you, and you play more. You know, like it's so weird for a young human to be kind naturally. So when you see someone that doesn't have any need to be kind, you're like, man, I just need more of you in my life. So yeah, and also the other thing is that kids are not cool. They're awkward and gawky and dumb and hilarious because of it.
Okay, so this isn't a cross-promotional thing, I promise. But I've been watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms and doing reviews for our show. But one of the main character in that movie, he's such a genuine good person that basically the whole concept of the show is him talking to people and then realizing like, oh, wait a minute, you're not like a sleazy asshole. Like, you're not a terrible human being. You're actually like a good person. And that's kind of how I felt with Benny. I was just like, oh my God, like he's doing this just because he's a good guy. Like there's no like real mode. Like the fact that he needs a ninth person on the baseball team never crossed my mind. It wasn't like, oh, we need a ninth person. Sure, we'll get this kid who just moved in. I guess. Why not? I felt like he went to him and was like, no, I think this kid needs some friends and I'm going to be a friend to him. And it felt genuine and real.
Did you guys have a Benny the Jet Rodriguez in your life? Because I freaking did. And I'm so grateful I did.
No.
No, I don't think I really had a Benny in my life. I had a lot of really good friends, especially when I hit high school and I got involved in theater.
I just remember being really young, going to my cousin's house at Preston, Baden, Tanner, and Austin's house. This movie was on heavily. Also a lot of Ken Griffey Jr., Major League Baseball, Nintendo 64.
Dude, that's such a dang good game.
We would always watch this movie, and Preston was my Benny the Jet. Rest in peace to Preston, my cousin. But
yeah,
dude, just like having that older person in your family that is good at baseball and just has those like leadership qualities. But like, I was easy to make fun of and like be teased and stuff like that. Preston never did that. Like what you were saying, Scott, like cool kids aren't jerks. I think when you're not cool, you think that's how you're going to be cool, but that's not how you do it.
Yeah. Dude,
trying to turn off disturb.
I really hope Cash is texting you like, Knox is being a butt face. Help.
No, you want to know what he's saying?
Yes,
he's like,
please.
Can you extend the time limit on the Nintendo Switch, please? And he's texting me hearts and like, please. And all
he's
so,
schmoozing you right now. He's like, I'll bring you.
Yeah, basically.
I'll cook you some popcorn. Bring it up to you.
Come on, Cash. You'll just be an egghead. You got to go out. Scrape your knees.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say,
get in trouble.
Get into trouble.
You know, I kind of connected with that scene because I like when he was like, oh, I don't really do that stuff. You know, I'm just an egghead. And she's like, well, yeah, you're going to be an egghead if you think like that. And I watched that and I was like, you know what? Sometimes there's nothing better than giving some sass to your kids when they're being really sassy or being like that. It's just like, no, like you got a man. Like I've been doing that so much with Jamie lately. Like he'll say something at me and I'll just like spit something back at him. And he does this like double take of like, whoa, like what? I'm like, yeah, you can't say crap like that and just walk away. That ain't happening. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. We're going through this phase where it's like, Mom, Dad, from like downstairs, I'm upstairs, and he's like, where's the insert blank? I'm like, it's on the counter. Like, I'm up here and I know this. And he's like, okay, thanks. So a lot of that. I'm like, we're not finding things for you anymore. I'm not your locator. And if you need me to set a timer for your Switch, I'm not doing that. Like, you set the timer. You do this.
Dude,
so it's been I'm really mean lately. Mean in quotes.
No, dude, Jamie
Dad,
does that too. Yeah,
you're
it's
mean.
crazy. Just mean. So mean.
The other day, I was telling Knox, I was like, hey, Knox, if you explained to like one of your friends why you're mad at me, you would be like, my dad made me brush my teeth before bed. Like that doesn't make me like I'm not being mean. We do this every day at literally the same time every night. It's kind of funny. Just trying to explain it all.
When you calculate the number of days that you've done this, and you're like, we have done this for 1,573 days in a row.
Totally. Yeah.
Why? What?
We've never missed a day.
Okay, we need to get back to Sandlot.
Yeah. All right. It's really funny on this watch. I've seen this movie like 100 times. One thing I didn't notice is, like, in my head, Squintz was sort of like the spaz kid of the group, like sort of nerdy. And on this watch, he's basically like a bully, and he talks like a gangster.
Yeah.
It was so funny. But like he tells his buddies to like shut up when they get a good idea, that he shoots down any rational idea of like going to knock on the front door, and he's like, no, it's not an option. And he just shuts them down over and over. He tells all of his friends these fabricated stories. They're lies.
Gosh, they're so good.
Calling everyone L7 weenies,
Yes!
and he's got the sex drive of a grown ass adult, and then he pretends to die so he can make out with this chick, Wendy Peppercorn. And then the funniest part is that he knew that she would kind of be into it. And I thought it was so funny watching it this time around.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't think I haven't laughed this hard in so long, but when they're all standing in the pool looking up at Wendy Peppercorn, and they're all just standing there, you know that they're all just like, oh my gosh. And then he's just looking at her going, she's oiling, lotion. And then when he breaks down, he's like, I can't take it no more. And he walks off. And as he's walking away, he's still going, oiling. He's like, this is so crazy.
My favorite part about watching all the kids in the pool is they were so cold. They were just sitting there like shivering the whole time. And I was like, yeah, I've done that. Hot day, you're in the pool and you're like,
still freezing cold. Okay, so that scene, by the way, so they're getting ready to do the kiss scene where he's faking to be dead, then he starts macking out with her. And apparently the director...
he looks pretty crappy.
Apparently the director goes...
He looks like shit.
Oh man, he's in deep shit. But apparently the director goes up to the guy playing Squintz, the kid playing Squintz, and he's like, okay, we're about to shoot this scene. And apparently he looks him dead in the eye and he goes, you better keep your damn tongue in your mouth, kid. Like, do not. Don't do anything else. I was like, that is so funny. But yeah, no, I think that scene is probably the most legendary scene in this whole film, I think, is the pool scene and kissing Wendy Peppercorn. I think that's a big, big moment in the movie. And one thing that kind of blows my mind about this film is I feel like this movie's kind of cut in two sections. And I was really shocked how late the second half of the movie started. Like, it's almost an hour in before the story of them hitting the ball over the fence and with the dog started. Like, the first whole hour is just these small chunk stories to like introduce the characters and really like just live the lives that these kids are living, and just to look at childhood in a broad spectrum, you know? I just thought that was so cool, and how entertaining and interesting everything was.
All right, let's talk about Save the Cat. Time for Save the Cat with Scott. Save the cat, save the cat. All right.
Meow.
So,
Meow.
so this movie is broken up into 4 distinct sections, just like you were saying. And so the Save the Cat structure basically puts Act 1 is the first 25% of the movie. Act 2 is 50% of the movie, but it's shifted up, so it's basically 25 to 75% of the movie is Act 2. And then Act 3 is the whole rest of the film. So Act 1 is the setup before the hero, little Scottie Smalls, goes into his new world and starts living this new life. And so basically it introduces him. He moved to this place. He's scoping out who these kids are. He goes, learns about the dog at the fence and stuff like that. He goes and has the really crappy experience of trying to play baseball with his plastic mitt that he got from his grandmother when he was 6. And, he's dressed in his dorky clothes. And then Act 2 starts when Benny knocks the ball directly into his glove. Very rusty right there. He knocks the ball into his glove, and then they walk home, and Benny's like, "Hey man, you got to stop being a dork, but also come back and keep playing with us." He's like, "Take my hat, take my glove, don't dress like an idiot, come play with us."
Burn
And
that hat.
that is yeah, burn the hat in a fireplace. So all of that's the setup. That's Act 1, the first 25% of the movie. The next 25% of the movie is exactly like what you just said, Harrison. It's just a bunch of teeny vignettes. It's here's one tiny story. Here's the swimming pool story. Benny knocks the stuffing out of a ball story. All these things, like they just kind of add up. And it's the whole point is like, this is the promise of the premise of an entire story is this section, this fun and games section. It's, if you were to say in like a one line what this movie's about, it's about a bunch of kids just basically living that nostalgic, perfect era of childhood, playing baseball for a summer. Like that's the whole movie, right?
Mhm.
But it gets more complicated than that. But if you want to establish it, that's what the fun and games section is. The first half of Act 2. Then the midpoint happens. When Benny knocks the stuffing out of the ball, Scottie runs home. He grabs Babe Ruth's ball off his stepdad's trophy shelf, comes back, and gloriously, it was Scottie who hit his first home run off Babe Ruth's ball and knocked it in there, which I thought was really just beautiful, that it was like the best and the worst thing, which is very childhood. But the minute it goes over the fence, when they finish the ball game against the like jerk preppy kids, the next section is called The Bad Guys Close In, and that's when when Scottie knocks the ball over. But that's the start of the entire third quarter of this movie, is that whole single arc. So it's not a bunch of little vignettes anymore. It's how do we get it back? And it goes into that 90s, like we were talking about with the Hook show the previous week. What machines can you build? What kind of shenanigans? How much can you yell in the camera and act like a goofy kid and stuff like that? All those things. That's the entire story arc. And then it finally ends right when none of those things worked. They kept being scared by the dog, and the dog kept destroying their stuff. And then when Benny has the dream where Babe Ruth comes and talks to him, comes out of his closet and talks to him, that's the beginning of Act 3. And the finale is really interesting because it's kind of like a whole movie structure built into one section of the film. And this film has like this build up all the way up to the midpoint, which is like he gathers the team, he gets everybody to come to the Sandlot, then he's like, all right, we're going to do this. And they're like, okay, so the plan is I'm just going to jump the fence, get the ball, and come back. Well, he jumps the fence, the plan goes horribly wrong, and he runs away and runs all around town, does this huge loop, comes back to the Sandlot, and then the midpoint of the finale, the Hightower surprise, is when the fence falls on Hercules, and you realize, oh crap, everything that we've been doing is like just childhood fabrication. The actual way to solve the problem is that they just have responsibility. They go talk to Mr. Merkel or whatever his name is inside his house, and they realize, oh man, like this is the actual way. You have to like face your fears. You have to do the responsible thing. You have to coming of age. You have to grow up, but you still have to stay integrated. You can't become Peter Banning. You have to keep the thing that makes you a kid, love life and vivacious, stuff like that. And, James Earl Jones's character is like that. Even though he's an old man, he's blind in the house, he still remembers and loves his days when he was a kid and he was just living life to its fullest. And so that's my Save the Cat section with Scott.
Meow. All done. I love it. Hey, everybody. Just popping in real quick. If you could hit that like and subscribe button, that would really help us out a lot. But either way, let's get back to the show.
When are we going to talk about the 4th of July scene? Why is this taking so long?
Hey, almost the end of the fun and games section. Put it in there. It's not quite to the hour mark, but it's pretty dang close. They just had their dozens argument, and the Hambino won by saying he played balls like a girl.
Dude, oh my gosh. No. Okay,
I love
guys.
that part.
No, yeah, just to go over that scene real quick. Okay, which insult scene was better, by the way? Do you think Sandlot was better or Hook? Because I think they both kind of served different purposes, but I'm curious which one you thought was better.
I like Sandlot more.
That's a good question. Yeah, my heart's going to Sandlot.
It's like
but
cleaner.
Yeah. It is a little
Like
cleaner.
as in like not like not like the insults are cleaner, but like the purpose and like execution was just like boom, boom, boom. All right, my field tomorrow.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would say that, and I think it helps with the fact that in Sandlot it is just kids insulting each other, whereas in Hook you have an adult who's kind of like discovering imagination and kind of going back to who he was as a kid. But this one's just like clean, just they're just kids just insulting each other, and then they have this standoff at the very end. It's like, all right, tomorrow Arfield we're doing this. I think my favorite couple in there is Butt Sniffer. That's a really good one. I liked you bought for apples in the toilet and you like it. I thought that was good.
And you liked it.
And then just that moment when he's like, you play ball like a girl, everyone's shocked. And I really like the main like bad kid's reaction. He's just like, what did you say? Like just totally
You
shocked.
heard me. You heard me.
And then the following scene when they actually are playing baseball, I love the fact that there's no ref, there's no audience, there's no coach, there's no nothing. And when they win, it's like, dude, they did that just for pride and just to like shove it in their face. There was no planning, no fanfare, no reward at the end. It was just like, no, this is a good old fashioned beatdown. And now we're on top, not you.
I love how he just sits there and insults the batter over and over. It's like the funniest. That was the funniest scene to me this time. I was like, oh, it's so underplayed and just perfect. The comedic timing is so good.
No, yeah,
Shut up!
That guy's hilarious.
Shut up, Porter!
My favorite was when he's just yakking and then he goes, strike three, you're out. And then he catches the ball after he insults him. I thought that was just really good timing. And I like there's some really funny transitions, like video transitions in this movie. Cause like during that scene it's like the screen's like doing the 3D flip kind of movement. And then when Benny's running away from the dog, it's like these big starburst, like cannon things or something that I thought was pretty cool. But what were you saying, Ren?
When Ham, he's just like, is that your sister naked out there? Yeah, I think she is. That part's so funny. Just the shit talking catcher, like that's hilarious.
Okay, I'm gonna put this out there. I think so take Benny and Smalls away because they're the main characters of this movie to me. Out of all the other kids, I think if you took Ham out of this movie, I feel like this movie wouldn't be as good as it is.
I don't think it would work.
No, I really think everything would fall apart without him in this one because the other kids are great and they have some really great moments, but Ham is like the anchor to that group to me. Like you got to have him for everything else to work.
And he's actually good at baseball. I was listening to an interview where he was just saying, he's like, yeah, like after me and I forget I think it was the character who plays Benny the Jet, but he was like, after us two, like the talent, there was a very large fall off from us. And honestly, like I couldn't really tell. So however they hid that in the camera work and the cinematography,
they pulled it off.
It's great.
Yeah.
Ren,
yeah, definitely.
Talk about the 4th of July. Make me cry.
Okay. This is the spiritual part of the film. This is like the part of the movie that I think about, especially since the more we've talked about it over time. But dude, I have so many memories of this in my life. Just back when 4th of July, like your whole neighborhood or everyone in your cul-de-sac celebrated just hot dogs for fucking days. Like you can just like ketchup and mustard and like bumblebees everywhere because they're trying to eat the hot dogs and kids running around. And then like playing, whether it's like on the trampoline, playing baseball or whatever, just into the night as the sun's going down. There's nothing better than that.
There's nothing.
And then you're riding bikes to go everywhere and there's not a cell phone in sight. We are so lucky to have known a world that existed that looked like that. Like it's so cool, but I love that. It's gorgeous. And I wanted to ask you, I don't know if it was the version I have or every version, but when it cuts to showing the fireworks, It's like a completely different format of
Yeah.
film. It's like squished.
Yeah, the
Did anyone
aspect
else-
ratio
okay.
totally gets
Yeah.
But hey,
Okay.
they got more fireworks on the screen.
Maybe they tried.
No,
and it didn't look right, but
Dude, I'll tell
it's all
you, my firework moment. I have two good firework moments. I remember one time we were at Disneyland and they put on this big giant fireworks show. And I remember I was standing there with my family. I got Charlie on my shoulders and Jamie standing next to me, and we're all watching it. And I looked down. None of us, neither Nicole or on our phone recording it. We're just watching. And I looked around. There's like 1,000 phones recording this, and I'm like, none of you are ever gonna watch that video ever
dude,
again.
I know. No one watches those videos.
No
ever
one
again.
will
It's
ever
so
watch
crazy.
it ever again. And I was just like, I'm so proud that we're not doing that right now. And then I remember, I think it was actually last 4th of July where my neighbor always puts on a big show, and we kind of do that kind of classic, like, hey, let's get the neighborhood together, let's all watch a fireworks show. And I just remember they invited us like a week beforehand, and 4th of July came up, and we were all just kind of being antisocial and just being very like, oh, let's just stay inside, who cares, we'll just sit in our backyard and watch the show. And Nicole was like, no, we're gonna go out, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna be friends with our neighbors, it's gonna be good. And I was like, okay, I guess. And we went out there and I was like, damn it, we had a really fun time. Like, just my kids running around, fireworks, they had their sparklers and everything. We're sitting there chatting with our neighbors and eating food. And I was just like, God, I got to remember this every time now, because it really is a great moment, especially when I was a kid. Like, we always did big stuff for 4th of July. And I feel like we just need to do that way more often, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
I played Coob for the first time at a 4th of July party.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so we were living in Texas, and our apartment complex was right across the street from this really nice park with a big like lake in it. There's not a lot of lakes in Texas, so it was pretty awesome to have a walking path by that and everything. But right across the lake, they would do the fireworks, and you'd see the reflection over the water and stuff like that. But the whole park was just like covered in people, like people walking a mile from where they parked to get to the park, and we just wandered down there. I don't know if we had a kid or not at the time. It was probably before Hawkins was born, but we just wandered down. It was just me and Paige, and there was these people playing Coob, and I was like, what are you playing? And they're like, come play. And I was like, all right. And we just hung out with them. I genuinely don't know who those people are. We spent the entire night with them. And we just chatted and played Coob back and forth, and that game never ends. And so when someone would get burnt out, someone else would step in, and it would be like 2 people playing, and then it would be like 6 people playing, and then like 3 people playing and stuff. And it just kept going and going and going. And it was just that like thing that was happening. And I have so many fond memories of Coob just because of that.
Awesome.
Good times, man. Here, I want to talk about some awkward kid stuff in this movie, because I think they kind of captured just the experience of being a kid pretty well in this. I think one of the big moments that really hit me was when Smalls kind of gets the courage to go to the baseball field without being invited, which was insane to me. I was like, holy crap, like, that's go him for even getting the guts to do that. But
I love how he runs there.
yeah, he like books it there.
I feel like kids in the 60s had to run full speed everywhere they went.
Yes.
I love that.
I feel like I had this moment a lot when I was younger, but you kind of do that thing where you're like, okay, I want to spend time with these kids because they seem fun and really cool. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to kind of walk around them until they notice me, and then they'll say something, and then I can get in. And I feel like that's what Small does. He sneaks into the back of the Sandlot, and he's like, okay, I'm just going to stand out here behind a bush, and if a ball happens to land here, I'll catch it. I just thought that was a really cool, like, unique feeling that I feel like they pulled off well. And then I wanted to ask you guys, okay, what moment was more embarrassing? Him trying to throw the ball and failing really miserably, or him running the ball back and just handing it to the second baseman? Like, what was more painful to you guys?
Painful.
So running it back.
Inexcusable.
Dude, that was
If my
rough.
kid would do that, I would have been like, whose kid is that?
Yeah.
What a weirdo.
I have some really strong parenting questions I
Ooh.
want to bring up about like the stepdad. Like when he's playing
He was a
catch,
dick, by the way. I don't care what
he
anyone
doesn't
says.
Dude, why can't you just explain to your kid how to throw a freaking ball? Like when he hits him in the face, he's like, "Oh, gotta watch out for that curve ball." Like he knew what he was doing. He threw the ball at a kid's face.
It was so weird. I kind of, for some reason, I remember them like kind of getting into a better relationship, and it was like, oh, that's another great resolution. But as I watched the movie, and I was like, he was kind of a jerk the whole time. Like I feel like there wasn't like a resolution or like a moment. Like they say, like, oh yeah, in the end, we were good. But I feel like we didn't get to see a moment where it's like, oh, okay, like this new stepdad's in, and now they finally have a moment that's like, all right, everything's better now. I feel like we never really saw that. So I don't know. He was kind of a jerk.
I'll also
to me.
say that I genuinely thought that it was normal behavior that if you got a black eye, you'd just slap a steak on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, so that's how they used to do it. And now we've got these like wussy like ice packs.
Oh, see, I'm still on the pea plan, like frozen peas. Like that's what we use all the time. Like that's the way. Yeah, that's how we do it. I like when he slaps that steak on his eye. The mom goes, "Oh, that was for dinner." Like she says it really like under her breath. I thought that was so funny.
Why did they even do that? It doesn't stay cold long. I don't get it.
I don't. Oh, just
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know. It's cold.
And if it was frozen, it would hurt.
Someone out there is gonna be like, "Oh, red meat will do X, Y, and Z," but I don't know what that is.
I had a note about the soundtrack to this movie, and it brought me back. So it brought up a few memories, but my boy Cash, he started playing baseball. I would throw the ball to him, and he would just drop the ball, and he would get so frustrated and mad. I put on this movie. We watched it for the very first time a few years back. Ever since we watched this movie, Cash has never gotten frustrated about dropping the ball or like not be able to throw it or whatever.
There you go.
And when we watched it, it just like switched something in his brain that like that's just part of the freaking game of baseball. Like that just happens, and you try to avoid it, but like I don't know. It was like a transcending sort of viewing, like to see your kid like have something click in their head. It just made me realize this movie is like truly special. Like there's something really cool about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it perpetuates in like my lineage now. It's so weird. But one day, like Cash will probably show it to his kids.
Yeah.
This movie's incredible.
Well, I think part of that reason is because it shows kids in realistic situations where they struggle with something. And as a kid, it's a really weird feeling to watch other kids struggle or have a problem. And then watching them actually watching them like find a solution to it or improving in something. Like that's really a cool thing. Like I remember when I was young was seeing bullying scenes in movies. Like I just never like witnessed that in real life. And so when I saw it on screen, I don't know what it was, but like I would see kids get bullied in movies, and it just, I don't know, I feel like it made me sympathize with people a lot easier because I was like, that looks horrible. I don't want anyone to experience that ever. And I think
Lord of the Flies.
dude, I can't do that movie. I really can't do that movie. Like the moment that they dropped the rock on that fat kid's head, like I just that really traumatized the crap out of me. Yeah, no, just kids watching kids go through experiences, I think is like the best thing that you can do for a kid.
I think when I was younger, you just kind of see like similarities in other movies or other stories, and you don't really think anything about it. But the giant dog in this is like the same matching trope as like Clifford the Big Red Dog. And I feel like I have this like memory of being like, oh, another big dog. Like, cool. Like this is just like a thing. But those are like the only two stories that have gigantic dogs in them.
Dude.
Anyways, just a random memory.
Beethoven.
There you go. That brings up a memory of you, Ren. Okay, so I think I've told you this.
No.
I think I've told you this before, and you always deny it. But you lied to me a lot when I was a kid.
Tall tales. They're
tall tales. That's what it is. Like I said at the beginning, like I feel like this movie asks you a lot of questions, and one of them was like, "What's an urban legend do you remember that was in your childhood?" And for me, I remember I was walking around our cul-de-sac on Chris Court, and there was all these electrical boxes on the ground, like big square ones, tall, small
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
And I remember we're walking around, and I asked you, I was like, "What's in this? What is inside this?" And it's a tall, skinny one. And you looked me dead in the eye, and you were like, "Oh, it's full of snakes." And I was like, what? Like really wigged me out. And then there was another one that was like a big box, and on the side of it, it said danger, warning sign. And there's a picture of like this electrical static like thing, and it has eyeballs on it. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, there's a real electrical monster in there. If you open that, it'll come follow you for the rest of your life.
Well, that's true. I mean, the snakes was an absolute lie, but the electric monster, it's right there on the picture.
Yeah.
It's in the picture. It's right there. But yeah, no, that was my like urban legend as a kid.
Well, I knew you wouldn't understand the concept of getting electrocuted.
That
so I had
was
to make
it.
it scarier so you wouldn't get killed.
Can I tell you the other two lies I remember you telling me?
Sure.
Another one was we're picking blackberries in our backyard. I had these giant blackberry bushes. I miss them, honestly. It's like one of my favorite things as a kid. And I remember I picked one and I found like one of the little bits of it was red, and you were like, dude, that's poison. That'll kill you. Like you'll die if you eat that. and then the other one, I'm getting ready for church. I put it on my pants and I kind of like hiked them up a little bit to get up there. And you looked at me and went, dude, your pants are above your belly button. That means you're gay. And just from then on, I was always like, oh man, like, gotta be careful.
I couldn't bear to see you get embarrassed. That's all it was. Again, just looking out for you, dude.
You know
That's
what?
what big bros are for.
You know what? I appreciate you, man.
I have some marketing advice for U-Haul. There's a scene where they're unpacking the U-Haul boxes, and they're the old retro style. I was like, dude,
go back.
Bring that back. Like, make your boxes look cool, and people will like gladly buy them. Anyways.
Now they're just brown, and they have like a green logo, and you're just like, I can't even like, I don't even know that's a U-Haul box. Come on, like. Bring back the white, brown, and the orange. It's so good.
It's all about nostalgia.
Pretty much.
And you'll know that they listen to our podcast.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. The CEO.
Like a little commission. This would be nice. Real quick, I know you guys don't have experience with chewing tobacco, but that Big Chief chewing tobacco that is the grossest. Like I literally get like wiggly feels in my brain when I think about that. And I'm not kidding. Like I'm not trying to be funny. I literally shudder at the thought of that chew. Because it's not like, oh my God. And then to go on the Trabant, that spinning amusement park ride that they go on.
It's like
suicide.
Yeah, that's one of those like rookie move kids. Come on. Dude, I couldn't believe how much they pulled out of that bag and then shoved it in their mouth. I mean, like, I don't know what it was. Like, that one kid, I'm like, dude, that's like the size of a Snickers bar. You just, like, threw that in your mouth like it's no big deal. Gross. And I'm like, it's so nasty. Oh, my gosh. I'll never forget that burp that Ham does afterwards. He just burps, and he's like, oh, that feels better.
So, Ren, I got a question for you. Do you at all relate to Benny? Do you feel like you and Benny are, like, kindred spirits?
I think... my heart is Smalls, and then after I hit puberty, it was Benny the Jet.
Okay, dude, I literally wrote down, oh my gosh, I'm Smalls. That's like as a kid, I'm like, no, I'm Smalls. I want to be Benny, but I'm Smalls. I know it deep in my heart.
So here's the thing: I was talking to Paige. She walked in while I was watching this, and I was like, what Enneagram type do you think that Benny is? And she goes, 8-wing 9. And I was like Ren. Like Ren. That's what I thought too. She's like, can you imagine like if Ren just wasn't mean to me as a kid? He would have been like, if he was nice instead of mean, he would have been just like Benny. And I was like, yeah. And the way that he like looks at the other friends and he's like, shut up. You guys are idiots. Like we're playing with Smalls. I was like, that's such a Ren move.
So if Ren didn't come out of the womb just salty and mad, I would have been Benny.
You would have been Benny.
Unpickled Ren would have been Benny.
Ren. It's Benny.
I wrote this down in sequential order. This is my case for why this is a perfect film. And after we're done talking about why it's perfect, I want to talk about everything that's wrong with this movie.
Okay, I'm ready.
So we're gonna go on a little roller coaster. So after Squintz like pervs on Wendy Peppercorn in the street, this movie just goes on a run of incredible scene after scene, and I can explain it in sequential order, but just by saying a few words about each scene. And I just want to prove to you why this is perfect. Okay.
Hold on. I just
Scene
want to
one.
say the line. He was pervin on a dish. I just want to say that once in my life.
Okay. Okay, so scene one starts with Smalls plays catch with his dad. Next scene, just stand there and stick your glove out in the air. Next scene, Ham hits the home run. Next scene, Legend of the Beast / making s'mores. Next scene, swim pool / Wendy Peppercorn. Next scene, 4th of July. Then you play ball like a girl. Tobacco on the amusement park ride. The Omen. Smalls hits the home run and loses the ball. Trying to get the ball back / treehouse explosion. Benny's dream. Heroes get remembered. Legends never die.
Yeah.
Benny pickles the beast. James Earl Jones. Benny the Jet gives Smalls the thumbs up at the end.
Yeah.
Absolute cinema.
Oh yeah.
This movie is so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And
It's
what I
right.
find amazing.
And that's the
Yeah.
end of the show, guys. We're good.
And that's it. Yeah,
next
exactly.
week we're here for Small Soldiers. And
So now that we've praised it, can we just talk about some nitpicks that I have? Because there's just some funny things. You guys, I've talked enough. Do you guys have anything you want to add?
So I'll be honest, the only nitpick I actually have about this movie is that the last half of the movie where they're actually trying to get the ball back, that is just not as amazing as the first half of the movie. The first half of the movie is perfection to me. The last
it's a different
half
movie.
it just feels really different. And I think if they cut out one of the scenes of them trying to get the ball back like a new, they're trying a new thing to get it. If they cut out just one of those, I think the movie would have been way better. Like the last half would have been better. I feel like the last half just stretches just a little too long for me. But other than that, that's literally the only negative I had on this film.
My only negative is also in the second half of this film when the kids fail or run away from the dog or something like that. They go into pure like little kids scream, run around in circles mode, which was basically the director saying, "All right, guys, go bonkers. Now fall off the ladder," stuff like that. And it's just like, it doesn't fit with the rest of how like grounded the rest of it is. My favorite was when Yeah comes up from the fence. It's actually playing right behind you. And he's like, ah, ah. And then he goes, with his lips.
Why does he do that?
It's like stupid, but like it works because it's a kid movie. But I'm like, I just wish that there had been a different director.
No, I agree. No,
making
there
a
was
different
just
decision
there was just a lot. I don't know, it was kind of funny, but I noticed there was so many moments where it's like, all right, now scream, and they all just stand there screaming like really loud. They like can't. They won't like. It's like something happens and they all just they just scream at each other's faces and then they run away. Yeah, I feel like that happened just a little too many times.
Okay, here's my main nitpick. Is that it is never explained when they go into the treehouse, whose house is that? And the whole time, if they're neighbors with the beast, why is that never explained? And then, I don't know, it's just some
Ren, shh.
Just don't worry about it.
Just don't worry about it. Yeah.
I will say that was a really badass treehouse. Like I was thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute, there's 9 kids in this treehouse? Like that's a lot of kids. And yet they all could sit there like decently comfortable and roast marshmallows. Like that's pretty cool.
Well, I mentioned Squintz. Like Smalls is like, why don't we just go knock on the door? And Squintz is like, forget about it. He's just like forgets it. I like that. That really would have been the solution. It's like those movies where like, why don't they just call them? Or like,
oh yeah,
it's like there's a simple solution, but they knew that we would figure that out, so they just squash it right there. I thought that was
it's pretty clever.
But honestly, like that's the only thing about the movie I don't love. I think you said it. This is a kids movie. I don't know. I love this movie like with a passion. I don't know how a kids movie can transcend into you, like into adulthood, because it plays so well. We've already talked about the structure. We've done all that. By the way, I wholeheartedly disagree with your guys' nitpicks. But that being said, I love this movie from almost start to finish. Yeah, I would say it takes about 20 to 25 minutes for this movie to get going, but whatever.
Oh,
That's most movies.
no, see, the beginning was perfectly fine to me. Honestly, like I was in it from the very second it started. It's just the ending that kind of I just felt my attention of the movie just kind of a little dip at the end there.
So a couple of interesting things running through my notes here. First off, the erector set is invented in Oregon, so it's secretly an Oregon movie.
There you go.
If you ever go down to Salem and you go to the Gilbert house or whatever they call it these days, it was invented by the guy who owned the Gilbert house property, and that's like where the erector set started. Yeah, that's fun. So I lived in Provo for a summer a couple of years back, and I was like, I know that this movie was filmed around here. So I looked up the locations, and I drove past the Sandlot. And you can see it. There's just like one corner that you go to, and you can like kind of look through a chain link fence, and you can see the whole area. The Sandlot's not there, like the dirt in it, but it's still unused. It's just an empty field behind a bunch of houses surrounded by a bunch of backyards with fences. And the story with that is, I was like, why in the world is this person that owns this lot? Why aren't they just like, why haven't they like made a permanent Sandlot that people can come play on, and they just maintain it? You know, they don't even need to like fully commercialize it or anything. Just why isn't it this way? And I dug deeper, and apparently the entire Sandlot is actually owned by like 8 different houses. It's like easement behind their backyards. So the Sandlot is sectioned off into like 8 sections. Like getting all 8 of those people to agree to open up the portion of their backyard to keep it maintained and invite a bunch of strangers to come play in this field behind their house and stuff like that. Like, I understand the logistics and why you'd kind of be like, cult classic. I'm not sure I want people in my backyard all the time. At the same time, it's one of those like weird quirk, like you couldn't even go in and save this if you were a billionaire. You'd have to like buy out every single one of those 8 houses to get the property in the first place. So that's a funky thing. The swimming pool looks exactly the same, except it's painted different. Scottie Smalls' house looks exactly the same, except it's painted different. It's funny, like that Salt Lake, Provo, valley right there, like it's still just kind of feels like a time capsule. Like the way that this movie looked when it was filmed here, like shots across the valley look exactly the same as the shots filmed in The Returning. Like across the valley, like they looked exactly the same. Yep. That was funny. The same mountains in the background.
If you enjoy watching our show on Spotify or YouTube and you want to be more involved, we encourage you to please come check out our Patreon community. Not only does our Patreon community get every episode you see on YouTube early, fully uncut, uncensored, and ad-free, but we're also doing Patreon-exclusive episodes, as well as Q&As, video clips, and access to our entire film catalog. It's a lot of fun and a nice way to say thanks for the cost of a cup of coffee every month. Now, back to the show.
Scott, I really want you to make it your life goal to bring up The Returning in every single episode from here on out. I really want to see if you can do it.
Well, it is the greatest. I can't even.
Scott. The greatest Native American exploitation film ever made.
There we go.
Top
it is
tier,
in the top 5 at least.
The top #1 Indian exploitation film I've ever seen.
Native American. Please don't say Indian or ever again.
I mean, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Literally no respect on purpose, because that's what it was meant to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to drop the trivia about when they're all grown up and they're at the Dodgers game, and Benny the Jet knocks that ball and he runs around. He hits the home plate and he stands up and gives him the thumbs up. You're like, wait a minute, why does this guy look similar? That's Benny's actual older brother playing his older self.
Yep.
That's pretty fun.
That's just a cool thing. You know what I mean? It's like they didn't even have to go that little extra mile, but they did it. And I think it's amazing.
He just shouldn't have had a mustache. That's all.
Yeah.
The most 1993 thing about the movie is the quality of that thumbs up he gives. It's so funny to me. The way he does it.
It's so
he's
true.
Not an actor.
Like, I don't know what it is. I feel like his thumbs up was too low and too far away from his body. I don't know. There was something about it. I was
bad.
like, no, like, look, watch Keanu Reeves in Point Break. Just watch that over and over and over again, and then you'll know how to do a thumbs up.
I mean, yeah, that would have been a glorious thumbs up if. Oh yeah.
So good.
The actor who plays older Smalls. Let me look up his name real quick.
He's a big.
I recognize him.
Yeah, he's a big actor. He's one of those guys I feel like I see all the time, but I can never actually. I don't remember his name, but no, he's a big actor.
Arliss Howard. He is in Full Metal Jacket, and he has a death scene in that movie that is haunting.
Yeah, what was it? He's also he's in one of those dad movies with Matt Damon. It's about cars. I can't remember what it is, but
he also gets eaten by the baby T-Rex in Lost World, Jurassic Park 2.
Really?
I remember that. Yeah, he's the like rich mogul guy who's trying to like profit off of all the dinosaurs and transporting the baby. He gets eaten.
There's always got to be that rich guy who gets eaten in a Jurassic Park film. It's just the way it is.
It's a good way to end a movie.
Oh yeah, totally. Let's see. So I just got a couple little random notes here to wrap up. The bill on Smalls' hat, I cannot believe how huge that is. Like I was like, okay, look, I was like, maybe it was his first dad's hat and that's why he has it, but there's no excuse for it being that freaking giant.
Oh, that's dark. If that was his dad's hat, then he's just like burn that hat.
Okay,
and
well,
also he doesn't burn it. And
exactly.
He has it at the very end.
I kind of feel, I almost feel like it was his dad's, and that's why he didn't burn it, and he still has it. But yeah, it is. Yeah, it is kind of funny to think of Benny like, yeah, burn that hat. That means so much to you. When Smalls goes to go to play for the first time, and Benny's like, yeah, why don't you go left center? And he's like, where's that? I remember as a kid because I played baseball for a little while and I kind of wish I stuck with it more. I think my separation anxiety stopped me. But I remember I always had to ask. They were like, all right, you're in right field. And I was like, where's right field? And they're like, it's over there, Harrison. And I'm just like, okay, cool.
Who's right?
Yeah, right. I was like, who's right? My right, you're right. Every time I always had to ask. So I felt that moment. So there's the brothers that are on the team, the one that repeats his older brother all the time. I don't know what it was, but I was looking at the older brother and I was like, why does he look like he's 30 already? Like, I don't know, he's got this face that's just, it's like just an old face to me. I just want to mention that one of my favorite scenes in this whole film is Squintz telling that story. I don't know what it was. It was like the transitions between the scenes when he's like, yeah, there was this old junkyard and this dog, they fed like these giant slabs of beef and he killed 173 guys. You know, I love that change of numbers. I thought that was funny. And I like how like slapsticky it was. I don't know. It was great.
There's a quote he says when he's telling that story that made me chuckle, but he goes, and the pup was grateful. And I just thought it was cool. His delivery was awesome.
I love that the coppers had like straight up Tommy guns.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, when he's like handing over like the dog leash, they both have two Tommy guns like pointing at the dog. They're like,
Also the paws. Everything about the dog's movement is so funny. I love it.
What was it? I sent you guys that picture on Discord. It's like just it really is just this giant dog prop that has two guys in it. And yeah, no, I loved every scene where the dog like puts his paw on top of the baseball before they get it. And it's just this giant, obvious fake dog paw. I thought that was pretty great.
I had a note here about the guy who plays Babe Ruth. He's like the poor man's Robert De Niro. Like they look exactly the same. I was like, Robert De Niro should have got this role. This movie could demand a bigger actor.
I love. So there's a scene where they're getting ready to play baseball and they're all underneath the shade drinking Cokes. And Ham has this like mental breakdown where he's just like, dude, Benny, the Cokes aren't doing anything. It's so hot out here. and that's before they go to the pool. And I just remember I remember having days of playing baseball, and I was like, this sucks. It is so hot. Like,
So
there's
hot.
no shade. We're on dirt. Everything's too hot, and I hate being hot. That's probably like the quickest way to piss me off, is just to make it really, really hot. So I'm glad I live here in Oregon.
I wanted to say something about Patrick Renna, the guy who plays Ham.
Mm-hmm.
At the ending scene where it kind of tells their futures, I like, why has nobody made a great Hambino spinoff with him? Because
Man.
he didn't do anything else really iconic as this movie, but I feel like that would have been amazing. It's a disgusting oversight. It's outrageous. And how dare Hollywood not do anything with that? I feel like we need this. That would have been really entertaining.
Well, what was it? There's another one where they're going through their lives, and one of the guys, they're like, yeah, he got really into the 60s and we never saw him again. I thought that was a pretty funny one.
Okay, so what are you guys' thoughts on this kind of like way to end a movie? Like, I kind of love it, but I'm also it's always really sad too.
Yeah,
it's like it breaks the fourth wall, it breaks the magic on purpose, you know, it like breaks the magic or the conciseness of the story you're being told. Everyone wants to know, and everyone, you know, stuff like that. So I don't know, it's like I love and hate these like where did they end up things, because it's like always perfect, but then I'm like, but this wasn't this perfect moment in time that we can lock forever. Like, life does move on and it's heavier.
Yeah, I think that's why they do those things like that, because it's one of those like, yeah, life still goes on. Like, what I think I haven't seen oh god, what's that Stephen King one, Stand By Me. There's a scene at the end of Stand By Me that's like this, if I'm recalling correctly. And yeah, one of the stories of the kids ends really depressing. It's like, yeah, he tried to break up a fight at a bar and they shot him and killed him. Like, things like that. And I agree with you. It is depressing sometimes, but I personally have always liked when they do things like that. I don't know. It kind of expands the movie and makes it more, I guess, real in a sense to me.
Oh, one other nitpick. At the very end, when it zooms in on the photo of all the kids when they were younger, it's in color. They didn't have color in 1962. A stupid little nitpick, but why didn't they think of that?
Right.
It's kind of obvious.
Little trivia fact: Robin Williams was originally going to be the narrator for this movie, and I think that would have been pretty awesome, honestly. Okay, guys, which scene was better? Smalls having that moment where he's face to face with Beast, or Mowgli being face to face with Shere Khan at the end of Jungle Book? Because that's the first thing I thought of.
That's good. I know my answer, but Scott, you go.
I am not a man.
I'm not a man.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, if Scottie Smalls had like turned around and been like, "I am not the jet" or something like that, it would be perfect. No, I think I'm gonna go with this one because
Same.
it's just so like real. It's so real to be staring down a dog that you're terrified of, and the dog has no idea. And then just the way the dog with his big old slimy Jim Henson jowls just like licks his face a whole bunch of times. I was like, yeah, I've been there.
Also,
that's so gross.
Also, Hercules the dog was actually in front of his face. The tiger was.
That's true.
I'll
give you that one.
Yeah.
And my very last note on this film, I don't think I'll ever get the image of the balls on Hercules just bouncing as it's chasing after Benny. I don't know. I've always remembered that from this movie for some reason.
He was not neutered.
He was not one bit.
Hercules.
And
Hercules.
And
Hercules
I feel like
can't be neutered.
And I feel like this is the movie where going forward, everyone in Hollywood was like, yeah, we should probably just use female dogs and horses from here on out.
All right, let's jump into our slimiest scenes and ratings.
Yeah.
Scott, you go first.
Oh man.
Yeah, lots of pressure.
Rating, it's a 5. I cannot think of a genuinely more, I don't know, wholesome, honest childhood movie. Like, this is for boys what the sisterhood of the traveling pants is for girls. Like, it's perfect.
That's awesome.
Like, I feel like I'm growing up more and better when I watch this movie as an adult. My kids love it. I don't know if there ever actually was a real time where kids had a childhood like this, but this is the way that it should be. I think that this is the model. Like, we do want our children to have this life. I strive for that, and it's not easy to do in our world right now for multiple reasons and stuff. But yeah, I think this is the right movie. The scene that gets me. Oh, what is the slimiest scene? There's just so many good scenes.
There's so many.
I
mean, can I just interject? I feel like the truest answer is Wendy Peppercorn in the swim pool.
That's
But
literally,
I think
literally
let's
the one.
challenge ourselves. Let's challenge ourselves, guys. Let's go deeper.
I think the scene that actually, so there's 3 scenes that I think are all pivotal to this movie. There's Wendy Peppercorn, there's the fireworks scene, and there's when the fence falls on the dog.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to go with when the fence falls on the
Good
dog
choice.
because everybody knows, like, no, that's just a dog. You know, that's just a dog chasing somebody that got their ball.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to hurt a dog.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's the first moment where you look at the dog and you're like, oh, he's small. Like, he's not this giant monster, you know? That's the first moment that you realize that really like clicks in your head that it's like, oh, I don't want to hurt the dog. I was actually mad because it's only Smalls and Benny who lift up the fence and all the other kids just stand there. And I'm like, screw you kids. Like, come on.
They did not save the cat.
They did not save
did not.
that cat. Man. Here, I'll interject and do mine. I'm going to give this movie a 4.5. I just feel like I can't ignore the fact that the last half of the movie just didn't really capture me. That being said, of course, love this movie, and I truly think everyone on the planet Earth should watch this film because it's worth it, and it really just puts a lot of things into perspective, and it changes you. My slimy scene, I'm gonna give it to Squintz telling the story of the beast and the junkyard and all that. I feel like that was it was just really well made. It's kind of this, I don't know. I like the static transition it goes into the story. I like how haunting it feels and how slapsticky it is. I'll never forget the officer saying "forever" because I say that. That's one of those lines when I say it and I don't like click that it's from this movie. But that one got me.
It's in the zeitgeist.
Yeah, it definitely is. But yeah, no, that's my slimy scene, and yeah, I love it. I love this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I've already stated my case, how much I love this movie, what it's done to me in my life, and now my boys. And like when this movie comes on, like baseball season starts,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just an extra bonus that it all lined up with our categories and everything on the show. But like it really hit at the perfect time. Just yesterday, my boy was playing catch with the neighbor down the street, running on their bikes. I'm like, this is kind of perfect. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, my fatherhood, like, just falls on the shoulders of showing your kids good movies. Like, that's how I'll do it. But I'm glad I show my kids Sandlot at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
And they always look forward to watching it. We watch it every year. Slimiest scene for me, I'm not going to pick 4th of July. It's too obvious. And I'm not going to pick Wendy Peppercorn. But I am going to pick the Benny Pickles the Beast. I love the whole setup going into it. He climbs over. And that like Western like showdown music plays when the whip cracks. Yeah, when the whip cracks, he books it, he grabs it. And then that really cool scene where it's got the drum solo and then it pans back and forth to the Wolfman like movie theater. And then eventually the dog jumps through the movie theater screen. It shows the dog's view getting closer and closer and it rips Benny the Jet's shirt. And then he like does like a front flip, lands on his back. It leads to the fence falling on him that you mentioned. It's just,
it's all
awesome.
It's perfect.
I love it.
What was the scene right before that too, when he's putting the shoes on? I don't know. I really like them when it's like, yeah, PF Flyers guaranteed to make a kid run faster, jump farther.
Yep.
I was like, that's the most like kid thing, like commercial thing ever. And
totally.
I remember buying shoes. I didn't buy PF Flyers, but I remember buying shoes and being like, all right, I can run faster now. Like I got
It
good
reminded
shoes.
me of it's like a cross marketing thing, but in a Free Willy, he gets those sick black and white killer whale themed Nikes. You remember that?
No, I don't.
It's like a
remember that, but
Nike
it's still
commercial.
cool.
No, it's funny. Next time you watch it, it's like a Nike commercial.
I thought of George of the Jungle with the Nikes,
my gosh,
and he puts them on. He's like,
Yes, that's awesome.
Oh, perfect.
But 5 out of 5. I like. If I did anything less, I'd be lying to myself. And I was thinking about like my rating with Hook, and I gave it a 3.5, and it kind of made me like put things into perspective. But I'm keeping my Hook rating at 3.5 because Steven Spielberg directed that. This is directed by I don't even know his name. Was it David
Yeah.
Mickey Evans? How did he do this?
I think after this movie, all of his movies after this are all like 4.5s on IMDb. Like they're all pretty bad. And so it's just, like I said, I feel like this movie is like a perfect storm for everything to come together to create something incredible.
Yeah, this movie's gold. Love it. And I'm glad we all got to revisit. And now summer can start. Yes, sir. Well, awesome. So everyone, for next week's episode, we're diving into Small Soldiers, a movie I haven't seen in 20 years at least.
I've seen it once. Ha! I'm excited.
I'm hyped.
When it was newish.
Yeah, same. It's
Back
been
when
a
the
while.
Spice Girls were cool.
What a time.
Oh, by the way, Scottie Smalls' dad, Bill, played by David Leary, also an actor in Small Soldiers.
Really?
Got the
Okay.
connection. I like it.
Also, I know Phil Hartman's in that. I remember that. And rest in peace to him. But we'll be able to talk about him in that movie next week.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Cinema Slime podcast. Today, we are going to be picking our categories that are going to set forth the rest of our next month. I mean, we have our future in our hands, guys. And
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. Like I feel like across the month, like the pressure builds, and I don't know what my future is going to be like until we finish these 2 episodes of picking your movies, because I don't know. I need order in my life.
Yeah.
right?
It really does give me some structure.
Yeah, right. Just makes you. Yeah, you got stuff to look forward to. You know what you're gonna be doing in the future. It's gonna be great. guys.
Also, an underrated aspect to this, I just have to mention, but how many hours does everyone just waste scrolling through movies? Just let us handle 4 of them for you. Okay?
Yeah, we got you. We got you guys.
We got you.
Yeah. Honestly, sometimes there's nothing better than a little homework, to be honest. It's like, all right, these are the 4 I gotta watch. It's so good. Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to have your decisions made for you, to be honest. So just in case anybody is joining us for the first time, what we're going to be doing is each of us are going to be bringing forth 2 categories that we're going to be randomly selecting from. And from that category, we're then going to be picking 4 movies in that category. And then we're going to be watching all 4 of those films across the next month. And we're also going to be tacking on a 7th category that's included every single time. And that is Deep Dive. And if that gets picked, then we're all going to bring forth 2 actors, 2 directors, 2 actresses, something like that. And then we're going to pick that. Then the category is going to be deep diving on that specific person. We're going to be looking at their filmography, see what they've directed, what they've acted in, things like that, and just talk about who they are as a person. So I'm pretty hyped for this.
Nice.
Let's go around. Let's present our 2 categories apiece. I'm already yakking, so I'll jump into it. So first category I'm going to present. You guys ready for this? Because I'm excited. It's Deep Dive Keanu Reeves. I was listening to
Speed.
Yes, I was listening to our Point Break episode today actually, and we were just talking about it, and we even mentioned like, man, a deep dive in Keanu Reeves would be good, and I was like, yeah, it would. It would be so cool because he's got such a great filmography, and Point Break just. Like, I'm still riding high on how good Point Break was. I'm not gonna lie. I really love that movie.
Want an excuse to watch Johnny Mnemonic, if I'm being honest.
Okay. So I was thinking the same thing, Harry, but I was gonna do Reeves Swayze, just so we have another. But yeah. All right. What's your second one?
All right, my second one. This one might be a little different than what we normally do, but I'm excited about it. It's called Top Bottom. So the way it's gonna be. We're going to be watching 2 movies from, let's say, the 1950s and under. And then we're going to watch 2 movies from the 2020s on.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a cool, because on actually that Point Break episode, we kind of talked about what kind of eras of movies we've watched, and we've watched a lot of 90s and 80s, and then kind of surrounding that area. And we don't have a lot of new movies, and we don't have a ton of old movies. So I kind of want to give us an excuse to watch some new stuff and some old stuff. And it's pretty broad. You can pick any movie from those kind of eras of film. But I just kind of want to see the difference between what was going on back then and what's going on now.
Awesome.
All right, so number 1, water.
Still hitting that water.
I want to hit this water. It's my 5 is a good list. Number 2 is remakes. But we have to watch both. So this isn't like a new adaptation. So like if it's based on a book or like Dune or something, every remake of Dune, that's a new adaptation. So that doesn't count. Like it was a movie first, then it got remade as a movie later. We have to watch both.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down for that.
My first category is body horror. No, I'm just kidding. And then, okay, so I'm going to go with Oscar winners. And for my second category, Scott's picks. That's what I'm going to go with.
Scott's picks.
No pressure.
Oh my
no
gosh.
pressure.
All right. Does that mean that I need to come up with a new one right now? Because I've got one.
No, that means you need to pick 4 movies if that... You're picking our entire May.
You get our whole, you get the whole roster, man.
Oh man, you're a horrible, horrible human, but this sounds fun.
That's gonna be a wild ride. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I might go cry in a corner before I pick anything.
And if you veto that, if it's too much pressure on you, I'll give you the option, but we can do novel to film. All right, I'm just throwing that out there. I couldn't pick between the two.
Why are you assuming that Scott's picks would be novel to film?
However it works out.
All right, guys. I got all of those in my little randomizer.
Plus a deep dive.
Plus deep dive is in there as well, okay? Are you guys ready for this?
I'm ready, man.
Your whole future is in my hand right now. All right, Scott. You're picking our movies for the next one. We got Scott's picks,
oh my
baby.
Gosh.
Yes. We got Scott's picks. Oh my god.
This is genuinely one of the most uncomfortable things in the world. But
okay, so
this
like
is cool.
I said,
it's good. No, I'm not.
So
I'm not vetoing it. I just.
Okay.
Whew. All right. There's
this is gonna be so good.
I didn't realize until right now how much I could offload into the lottery.
Yeah, no, this is your chance. Like you can go through and pick all those movies you've talked about or have always been on your list, and we just haven't got to them yet. This is your opportunity, man.
Yeah.
Scott
okay.
Month. Scott month. Awesome. Well, so are you gonna?
I think you might not know until next episode.
Dude, I'm so excited to watch Metropolis. It's gonna be so awesome.
Metropolis. Okay, hold on. Let's make quick predictions.
Yeah, let's guess.
Metropolis, Tenet. That'll definitely be out there. Dark Crystal, and what's the fourth one?
Looper or
Looper could be out there. Prime, I think is the other time travel one that I've heard you talk about a lot. Oh wait, what is it? 2001: A Space Odyssey. We could do that.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. Well, cool. Excited for that, and join us next week. We're gonna be watching Small Soldiers. It's gonna be awesome.
Peace, loves, and etc.
That's a wrap on another episode of Cinema Slime. Be sure to watch the next film before next Wednesday. We had a blast and hope you enjoyed it. This episode was a production by your hosts, Harrison Jensen, Ren Jensen, and Scott Shepard. This is a group effort, and seriously, thank you. Thank you for listening and watching us however you found us. We really appreciate it. Help us grow by leaving a comment, a 5-star review, subscribe, and share an episode with another cinema lover. Also, let's connect. Find us on Discord and Letterboxd for film discussions, reviews, and recommendations. Also, check us out on social media. We're always posting clips, film rabbit holes we're going down, and interesting stuff. And you can also show your support by using Buy Me a Coffee, and we'll give you a shout out if you'd like. All links can be found in the episode notes. Goodbye.